Hello everybody, we're going to get into the song information. As you can see, the title of the song is Game of Pain. The album's Cursed with a Blessing, and this is by the artist Montana of 300. It's written by Montana of 300 and Daquan on the beat, and the release date for this song was February 12th, 2014. Trap music is a more hardcore version of rap. His song Game of Pain talks about how his life used to be and what he used to do in order to survive. He talks about his past struggles and how his music has started to change his life for the better. Although his music is helping to change, he states how he still feels he's in the same similar situation as how he used to be growing up. This song is about his life past and present, explaining what he used to do and what he still has to do in order to survive. So now that you know a basic background of the song and the artist, I'm going to let you guys listen to the song for a little bit so you can hear some of the lyrics that are going to be analyzed in the rest of this project.
All the way 100 though. I remember coming home back from the stove, so my mama smoking crack on the stove. Back then we was lacking the dough. Never would have thought one day I'd be bagging up O's, packing the pole, standing on the Ave with the folks.
Okay, now I'm gonna go skip to the last 30 seconds of the song because later on in the project I talk about the last lyrics involved in the song because there's a lot of information to be said about them. And so we'll listen to these now.
Then I tell you on fuck round, I'll put an end to your age, nigga. You don't wanna meet your grave, nigga. Don't give a fuck about a cage, nigga. I know they're paying like a slave, nigga. To me, it's just another day, nigga. I never failed to amaze, but I'm stuck up in my ways, nigga.
The criminological theory that I'm going to be assessing during this song is the rational choice theory by George Homans. And in this theory, individuals use rational choice to calculate and weigh the pros and cons of their actions in order to make decisions. They base their decisions on what's in their best interest, no matter if that's going to be an illegal act or not. They are going to weigh the pros and cons, and if the cons are not a great enough risk or they do not deter them enough, they are going to make the decision to commit the crime as long as the outcome of the crime is in their best interest. Okay, so now getting into the first lyrics that we're going to analyze in this song. The first lyrics are, back then we was lacking the dough, never would have thought one day I'd be bagging up O's. I think this is a perfect first example of the rational choice theory, because as he states in the lyrics, back in his past he was lacking money, so he resorted to bagging up O's, which means bagging up drugs, most likely marijuana, to sell. So in this theory relates because he made the rational choice. Rather than being broke or not having money, he made the choice to commit a crime, which is selling drugs, and to get the outcome, which in his best interest would be to have money, to be able to survive, and to have the resources to be able to continue living. Now into our next lyric. I'm going to let you guys read it. I'm selling shit to get hella chips. Similar to the last lyric, I'm selling shit means that he's selling drugs, and to get hella chips means he's making money. Just like the last lyric, and rational choice theory relates to this because he's making the decision to commit a crime in order to get the benefits of that crime. So he's rationally sitting there and thinking of ways to get money, and even though he knows it's illegal and a criminal act, the benefits of doing the crime outweigh the consequences of him getting caught. But we're on to the next lyric. This lyric similar, and we're still talking about the rational choice theory, but it's a different crime that he is committing. I'll let you guys read this. Packing a pole, standing on the Ave with the folks. This lyric basically means that wherever he went out on his avenue, anytime he'd go out of the house, he'd be carrying a gun. The crime in this case is that he's carrying an illegal firearm, but the rational choice being made here is that he'd rather carry the illegal firearm for protection and face the consequences of getting caught if he does, rather than not having the gun for protection and having the potential risk of needing it. Now, this next lyric shows how he's had the consequences from committing crime, but yet still makes the choice to commit that crime. The lyric says, I hope you're ready when it's duck time, because I'm lifting 245s like I pump iron. Run away down the one way, admiration for the gunplay. I hope I don't catch another gun case. So this lyric shows that he's already faced consequences, yet he's still doing his illegal activity, as in carrying illegal firearms. So obviously to him, the consequences are not great enough for him not to commit the crime. He'd rather have protection than not have protection, and he's not worried about facing jail time for it. Now with this next lyric, we're going to get into other theories and other concepts I've learned from class. I'm going to let you guys read this lyric because it has a word in there that I'm not comfortable saying, and I'll explain it after. So if you guys need, you can pause the video here for a second and read the lyric. So this lyric relates to differential association, because at the end where it says all my, and then word I'm not going to say, no one to kill. So obviously the people he's hanging out with are gangbangers. They commit these crimes just as well. And when you're brought up in a life like that, your most likely outcome is that you're going to be similar or the same. Another concept from class that I've learned that this relates to is code of the streets. When he says you don't know the drill, that means obviously there's a drill or a way you have to act while you're living in an area like he does, or a way to present yourself in order for people to respect you and not try to mess with you too much. And it's just another way of him surviving where he lives. Now I'm going to provide you guys with an additional 3 lyrics to show different concepts of the class and why he might have grown up like this, or why he is the way he is, why he's gangbanging and committing crimes like he has been in his life. So the 3 lyrics are, I remember coming back home from the store to my mama smoking crack on the stove. Mama kept the blade in the mattress, and daddy kept a gun in the dresser. These lyrics relate back to differential association. That is because he obviously grew up in a household where his family are committing crimes, such as his dad kept a gun in the dresser, most likely an illegal firearm based off of his life and what he sings in his songs. His mama kept a blade in the mattress. So this just all means that they always had to keep protection on them in order to protect themselves and their family because of the neighborhood they lived in. And he said he remembered when he came back from the store that his mom was smoking crack on the stove. Smoking crack and all that, doing drugs, that's illegal. So that's just like the life he lived and what he was around. And so differential association relates because now that he's grown up and he's committing crime, it relates back to who he grew up with and who he was around and the interactions that he had. And that's what he based his values off of in life. Now for the last lyrics in my PowerPoint. The ones I'll be looking at are, I put an end to your age, and I don't give a fuck about a cage. So these relate very closely to rational choice theory. He says he doesn't give an F about a cage, meaning that he does not care to be incarcerated. He does not care about the consequences of what he does. What he does being, I put an end to your age. So he's saying that he will kill somebody and does not care about the consequences. So he's already made that rational decision where he's weighed the pros and cons. And the cons of being incarcerated or getting in trouble for the crime is just not enough to stop him from doing the crime. The next one is the lyric in blue. I know the pain like a slave. Word, to me, it's just another day. Word. This relates to code of the streets just because it relates back to how he grew up, how he had to hold himself. He's obviously been through all this stuff before, all the crime in his life. Like when he says, I know the pain, he means he's been through it all, and it's just another day to him. So he knows how to hold himself, and the situation he's in, he feels he has to hold himself like that. He has to get respect from others, or else all these crimes could be committed against him, and it's just best for his protection. Thank you.